Well, there's a bit of overseas news to talk about this morning, so let's bring in Curtin University's Dean of Global Future, Siracusa. Joe, another example of the war in the Middle East widening. You've got these American soldiers, 3 of them that have been killed, dozens more injured, at a military base on the border between Jordan and Syria. What's your thoughts on that this morning?
Oh, good morning, Pete. Look, this is a very dangerous escalation. This wipes the news about the primaries and legal battles and President Biden in South Carolina when American troops are killed abroad in support of foreign allies. I mean, it's front and center, and now president has to look presidential. He has to do enough to hit back, and he has to not do too much to overreact. So, everyone's looking for something, what's going to happen next. But look, Americans are like Australians. When their servicemen and women are killed overseas in pursuit of their legal duties, this is the real crime against people. It's not an imagined crime. And I've seen this before in my lifetime. We've got hit pretty hard under Reagan and Carter, and we didn't do much about it. And in many instances, our policies went backwards in the Middle East, particularly with Israel. So what he does next is important.
Well, I mean, yeah, Donald Trump very quick this morning, basically saying that the US administration is funding this. Joe Biden looked very confused this morning. I know that's not going to come as much of a surprise or a shock to many people when he was giving his response to it. But when Trump says that, the US has been funding this, is he wrong?
Well, what he means is that we have returned large amounts of money, at least Biden has, to the Iranian government under certain pretexts. The same thing with Barack Obama back in his time. And so, it's the money we gave back, the billions and billions of dollars that were supposed to be spent on certain things are probably spent on military things. And there's no doubt about it, Pete. I mean, we're in Iran's neighborhood, and the Houthis, Hamas, and all these militias are back to the teeth by Iran. So, the problem is, are we going to hold them accountable, or are we going to let it slide? So, this is what President Trump is talking about.
Well, that was my next point was, has Biden been weak on Iran?
Oh, he's been non-existent. I mean, he's rolled over on Iran. I mean, he hasn't done anything to stop these people. And look, I don't think American deterrence works with Iran. I mean, no matter what you do with them, you go slow or go hard with them. With this administration does not invoke fear. I mean, one thing about Trump is no one wanted to do anything with this guy because
that's true.
But I think Biden has failed American policy in the Middle East. I mean, we're having these this irresolution. We have a war that's spreading. And look, for anybody who's not awake, I mean, we are at war in the Middle East. And when you draw American blood on foreign soil in support of allies, what else do you call it except war?
What's the response got to be, Joe? What's the response got to be? A few hard and fast hits on Iran here?
Well, I would think there would be at least major hits on wherever these things are originating from, because I'll tell you this, Pete, the people who are sending these drones up, and these are highly sophisticated drones packed with TNT, they have Iranian advisors on the ground, and so that's one way to get back. If we hit Iranian soil, I mean, then things are going to heat up in the Red Sea, and all of Iran's allies are going to come to the party. So look, we are on the cusp of something very, very big here. And while we got our eyes on a political campaign, the real issue is happening in the Middle East right before our eyes.
True. Joe, good to see you. We'll talk to you soon.